Must I assume there is no escape from these lands until that door opens? Well, how much longer until the next celebration?
Years.
That's a lot!
To stand out in the indie space, he had to do what no other animator has tried before. And while Joel G has been on the internets for quite a while, it wouldn't be until Enna did his works transcend to something greater. So in this video, I want to get a little deep dive into his works, as well as his upcoming video game, Dream Barbecue. And I also had the chance to speak with some of the people behind the production. Hello, I'm Ryan, and we're gonna be talking about some surreal stuff. Surreal, not surreal. Joel Guerrero Castillo, or Joel G, is a 31-year-old artist from Peru. He originally went under the username Skull Link and Phantom Link. While under these monikers, he was known for his parody works. His older channel, one that almost reached 500,000 subscribers, has mostly been scrubbed, though some of his older works still remain archived. These include parodies over Pokemon, Mario Maker, and Splatoon. But it would be his 2014 series, Dora the Teenager, that would truly spring him into the limelight.
You need to get to the escuela early. Why do you always have to speak to me like that, Mom? Stop with that!
And under re-uploads, his fans still fondly remember the series. But on his current channel, Joel G, only his Undertale animations would survive. Joel would also be part of several Latino animated remakes of popular properties. This would include One Punch Man, Samurai Jack, as well as the Smash Bros. Intro. His earliest attempt at a series would be Two Ants, One President. It would star two ants, Derek and Melvin, who went to kill the president. To be clear, NSA, this is a cartoon, not mine. This is a cartoon that's not mine. Alright, I don't want to do that.
What's happened?
Hello, Mr. President.
Hold on, you aren't turning.
Prepare for the end of your totalitarian regime.
What? Who the devil is this?
A motherfucking ant.
What?
The ants would later encounter sentient robots that joined them along their journey. And interesting enough, there are two official versions of this 3-episode show, one in English, one in Spanish. The series would have some multimedia aspects, the use of VHS filter, as well as pixel arts within the first episode. Joel would even create a Patreon for the series, later transitioning into Phantom Link, and finally creating one for Joel G, his current channel. The next series would be Hands Up. This show follows the likes of Margot and Ola, who go on various space adventures. One of the earliest concepts was shown back in December 2017 of the two characters. And this series would be in collaboration with Brian Zavala, or Mizu Wolf. Mizu designed the characters while Joel animated them. Brian would later work on backgrounds and post-production for the animations. This include compositing, lighting, and other After Effects type stuff. Over time, Joel would hire more artists to bring the series to life, such as Ricardo C and Maria Delgado as additional character designers. Nona Liu would join for backgrounds, while Marco Gandeas and Gazelle for additional animators. Now that's a big team. How do you afford all this? You know, that's a lot of people. Alright, calm down. I'm just gonna answer it. Alright, please. Thank you. In order to fund the series, he would have a Ko-Fi and later a Patreon. However, in May 2020, someone would troll him with a $600 donation. The person, Antonio Morrison, seemingly has done this to other artists as well. Luckily, aside from that, he was able to fully fund the series and pay his artists. And the episodes would vary in content, be it short snippets of their actual life or missions, sometimes with music.
Yes, sir! We recently discovered that this purpose like no other. They chase down the thing in disguise, then attacks when they're boxed in.
No witnesses then. Well,
the series would last between March 20th, 2018 and May 21st, 2021. It is currently on indefinite hiatus.
It is always a pride to work with you. Since we started Hands Up, we decided to do the first thing that was born to us, and we ended up giving our hearts. Thanks for dreaming with me. Hopefully in the future we can continue with this kind of animated shorts. Thank you.
To this day, Margot would reside on his Patreon as the $1 a month option. Around this time, he would also do some work for Pencilmations. This would be for the short-lived In Fact series. But something scary happened in 2020. Joel's channel would get hacked by crypto people. The username and icon would change to Tesla, and they would be streaming a video about Elon Musk talking about crypto. And luckily later that day, he was able to get his channel back. This was partially due to the fact they didn't change their password. As it turned out, his two-factor authentication nor Google actually warned him about this. If that wasn't bad enough, if you remember my Speedaroo video, his cartoon Punch Punch Forever would be shadow banned off and on YouTube. This would also happen to Joel for one of his animations. And YouTube responded with another non-answer? That's terrible to think about. The hard work he put into an animation, and it doesn't even show up.
Why does everyone like Margot more? What, because she's moody and she likes pizza? I guess that makes her relatable. What, does no one like donuts? I like donuts. Everyone likes donuts. And guess what? I'm orange. Orange is the color of happiness. You know what green is? Green is not a creative color!
And that was a reference to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. However, all of his works will be building up to Joel's most ambitious series yet. This is nothing like you've seen before and probably won't for quite a while. This Xena.
Are you drunk again?
Oh, no. I just came here to bring you a gift.
And if you're liking the video so far, be sure to comment, give a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. Enna would be one of Joel's most documented series, and for this section, I won't be going over any lore, considering the fact that there's already a lot of good videos about it.
That's just a theory, an Enna theory.
So this would just be about behind the scenes stuff that I can talk about. The first public drawing of Enna will be posted February 23rd, 2020.
I've always had in my mind this idea of making characters with strange shapes in a very colorful world.
This day would later be dubbed Enna Day by fans, and Joel would later celebrate on his channel for video, and a year later, a live stream. The series would evolve around Enna and Mooney, exploring weird worlds.
Good sir, your safety concerns are valid. However, you must be able to see that this is very important. Very important. Very much imperch.
The design for Enna was partially inspired by the Brazilian artist Romario Brito. She was also inspired by Pablo Picasso's painting Girl Before a Mirror, and Super Paper Mario. The first episode, Auction Day, would be released May 26, 2020. Within this episode, you might actually recognize where some of the inspirations came from. The animation aesthetic for the shorts was partially inspired by The Town with No Name. You know that Commodore CD TV game system? Oh, you don't? You must have been a tech toy kid instead. Subsequent episode releases would be inspired by their games, one of them being LSD Dream Emulator, as well as the indie game Middens. The former would inspire the first-person view when walking around and finding people to chat with, which, fun fact, is real gameplay. Not of an actual game, but rather models and animations put into an engine that Joe controlled.
Oh, merci. It is so good to be in your presence again. Please speak to me through the body language of the gods.
잠깐. Enna? 지금 어디 가는 거야?
Zyslaw Beginski would be a great inspiration for a lot of the other designs within the world. As for Enna's movements, they're inspired by a lot of types of media, some from Masato Sato's The Esoteric Retina, Jackie Chan's The Drunken Master, as well as the Talking Heads and Kermit the Frog's Once in a Lifetime. Before working on another Enna video, he always rewatches The Esoteric Retina, to get his creative juices flowing.
Doing script for the next Enna animation is very exciting. It feels like the beginning of the series again. Creating new things is always challenging and entertaining. Also, I hope to upload the next Hands Up short soon.
The voice of Enna would be played by several people. The original Happy voice would be that of Mark Raffanan. However, this would only last one episode due to grooming allegations. The Sad voice would be played by Lizzie Freeman, who would also voice Mooney. The Happy voice would be replaced by Gabe B, and Drunk Enna would be voiced by Sam Meza. And his mascot Hourglass Dog is actually based on his own dog, Donna. The series would reach wide acclaim, with the most viewed and longest episode in the series, Temptation Stairway, reaching over 15 million viewers. The prior episode, Extinction Party, would later get an unofficial official via chat room. This would be thanks to Utanui, who released the show's models into the world. To create the visual aesthetic, the renders were made in Blender for cel shading material. As for the shadows, they had to be manually controlled and often animated. The noise pixelation effect was done in After Effects. They tried doing it in Blender, but they had more control and the other program. And this would be a good time to talk about some of the production team of the series. MBF would serve as a script revisionist, along with 3D modeling by Otanui. They would also make the latter 3D maze in Extinction Party. We'd also have some music by Oliver Buckland, Metaroom, and Tissionoko. John Fraser and Alan Flandes would join as 3D backgrounds and 3D character animators. So this would balloon into a full production team. So I can't call this a pure Joel work, as it takes a village to control Enna. Due to the success of the series, merchandise would be created. First for his own store, and later with Fangamer. For the former, you get the likes of t-shirts and stickers, some even featuring the characters from Hands Up. However, working with Fangamer gave us a lot cooler merch, those being two lenticular pieces, meaning if you looked at different angles, you would see the designs move.
Yes, you saw it in the video title. This channel is now selling official merch. And one of the main reasons is that selling merch is a good way to support this channel.
On that note, Joel's website has a lot of Easter eggs. It's not really an ARG kind of thing, but a little funny, haha, ooh. The website was created by a longtime friend of Joel, Tanya Hotzer. It was inspired by Ponytown and Gobo. And with that, the site features custom characters. In order to do that, you have to find previously mentioned Easter eggs. I created a character and found some of them myself. No peeking. But this was all for the first 3 episodes of the series. Surely, there's another episode coming along. Yes, and no. When Dream Barbecue was first teased on YouTube in 2021, many thought it was going to be another animation. This is due to the fact he's done this for his other works. However, many were surprised when a few months later, a game teaser was released instead. On this old Instagram post, it even touted that the next Enna work was going to be an episode. But of course, plans can change. I suppose it was eventual that a game was going to be made due to the aesthetic. And this is great news for Enna fans. While it did mean a lot more time would be between the releases, at the very least, they would have more interactive content. Though in saying that, Joel's team did take down the Patreon Discord.
Hey everyone, I'm coming with some unfortunate news. The Discord server will be deleted at the end of the day. The main reason is about me focusing more on my animations and to care about my own health. In compensation for all the patrons here that were there, I attached all of the emojis from this server so you can use them in your owns. I will keep uploading progress here too. Don't worry. Thank you all, and I hope you understand.
While the team was working hard on the project, it was originally going to be slated to release in 2022. But the following year in November, Joel would say this.
This month I finally finished the rough script of Dream BBQ. I'm very happy because this is the hardest thing for me to do. Making a script for a game is something very different from the one of a YouTube video. And I realized that very late in the process.
This would be Joel and his team's first ever game. While he has worked with the artist prior in creating game-like aesthetics, this is completely different than releasing a finalized product. The original concept for the game would have had 6 worlds and around 5 characters.
It was a little more homogenous in that aspect.
The game's themes would revolve around nightmares, something that Joel had thought about before uploading Temptation Stairway. On their Patreon and livestream, they revealed concept art, animations, and aesthetics of the game. But for a world like Enna, it's not really a spoiler, as you'd be hard-pressed to decipher out-of-text screenshots of a game that hasn't released yet. Since this is supposed to be an alternate version of the character, Joel would reveal new voices for Enna. Happy and Sad would be replaced as Salesperson and Meanie Enna, voiced by Alex Lee and Noah Klopp. The game itself will be created in Unity and released on the Steam store for free. Yeah, you heard me, free. This is due in part to Joel's aversion to charging people, something his artist teased them about in live stream. There will however be a dev version that will cost money.
We don't know yet because we don't know exactly how much extra content we're going to put in it. Joel hates charging money for things. So we're going to have to argue back and forth about how much the devs version will cost.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But,
within that game, there will be a lot more behind the scenes content not seen within Patreon. I even spoke with Evan Nave. They serve as the technical director and animator on the Enna series.
The idea of it being a video game came naturally since the animated series is already presented that way. In the beginning of development, we had some simple ideas for how we could make a short and sweet interactive episode, but as we dove into the script and world of Dream BBQ, we realized there was a lot more room for us to explore. Joel's vision mixed with the team's skills ended up letting the game be much more than the day one plan, which is very much for the better. Thematically, it hasn't changed much at all from animation to game, but the process and underlying structure grew to fill the bounds of the video game medium, where players would have agency to interact with who and what they pleased. Since it's not an on-rails animation, we have to think about how different areas of the game would be experienced in full. While that is more work, it's exciting for the Enna team and hopefully for the fans too.
And he told me about further hurdles within Dream BBQ's production. One would be that of reactive music and sound effects. This would be whenever you change from area to area as well as interacting with certain objects. Another part is incorporating non-3D elements into Unity. Like in a normal animation, you just composite the talking sprites and text on screen, but this would take a lot more time to program in the game engine. In the end, it's just more involved and longer process than creating animation, each having their own issues to push past. And they've been pacing themselves to avoid burnout as well as crunch time, which is why I'm glad they delayed the game rather than trying to rush it out. Evan even noted to me that they want Dream BBQ to be in a pretty polished state before they release anything. The road ahead is tough for these creators, as the world of game making has become ever so complicated. While not initially planned to release on consoles, they still have a lot of ports to worry about, planning to release on PC, macOS, as well as Steam Deck. Though on macOS Apple Silicon will be a bit harder to try, and the release dates might differ, as let me tell you, this is wildly different hardware. It's not a game feature to see your MacBook start to smoke. That's not Enna. That's a fire hazard. At the very least, you can rest assured the dev version will cost less than $30. Nice. Though as they keep reminding people in the live stream, the game will be free. In seeing the series release over the years, it's been an inspiration to many people, as what it means to create an original work can expand to something new. Being Worthy Kids emulating 2D or 3D, Chicken Nuggets conquering the short form format, or Joel and his team expanding into creating a video game. Within the indie space, there are a lot of ways to take your series, and there isn't a limit in what you can do. Luckily for Joel's case, he's able to work on this full time with his team. This thanks to the support of his patrons and fans buying merch. When he got his million sub plaque, he even thanked his fans by drawing his OCs from over the years. I also asked my fans about his works. For Enna, many discussed the designs and aesthetics within the worlds, talking about what they like and love about the series. Some even chat about his older works as well, like Hands Up and even Two Ants One President. Overall, it's great to see people appreciate this sort of art. This kind of avant-garde work is unfathomable in the AAA game space, and it's a marvel to see in this day and age. I'm extremely excited to play this game whenever it releases, and I look forward to the future of Enna, be it another episode, another game, or maybe a movie. In the end, there's a world that confuses, yet intrigues me, and so I'll leave on this quote, originally said by Joel and translated by Katsuki Brusky.
It has been very crazy. It has been a very enjoyable experience. I feel very fortunate to live this, to create something that has impacted so many people, so many talented artists. I feel that I'm in an era of my life that I would never be able to do. It feels incredible. I don't have many opportunities to speak in Spanish, but don't think it's because I don't want to speak in Spanish or something like that. In reality, it's because I am shy in social settings, because I don't talk a lot in social settings. I don't like them very much, although they are good, necessary. With love, I appreciate all my fans that speak Spanish and have for a long time. I have always gotten great wishes from the fans for me and what I've done. I try to subtitle everything that I make with Spanish. Well, not everything, but at least the Ina series. I don't know if there will be any Spanish subtitles when the game comes out. To be honest, it's very difficult to add subtitles in any language. It is a very large task. Like they say in Scope Grill. Scope Grill is... How is that said? Scope Krill? Thank you. Thank you to everyone. I hope you continue to enjoy not just what I have done, but everything we have done together. I couldn't have done this myself. Yes, thank you. Gracias.
Es un proyecto muy grande y como dicen el Scope Grill, the barbecue theme, right? But yeah, gracias a todos y espero sigan aquí disfrutando del trabajo de no solo mío, o de todos aquí en conjunto, porque yo no haría todo esto solo. Y eso, thank you. Gracias.
Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to support me on everything. Literally, everything. My Twitters, YouTube channels, and Patreon. Be sure to check out Valentine Bay VA, as she did a great job bringing all these lines. Thank you. Also go check out my animated podcast, As Old as JJ. Until next time, keep on drawing, and don't forget to have fantastic.